What is happening, everybody? MG here. MG Covers bringing you a brand new sports handicapping video. Title of this video, How to Handicap Champions League Soccer. I'm going to give you an entire model from A to Z, show you everything. Very powerful video, very educational video. So if you want to see what a model looks like, you're going to get to see that in just a second. As always, if this is your first time watching my videos, greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Ton of content related to handicapping the NFL, handicapping college football. So subscribe, get a ton of free content. If you want to follow me on social media, give out a ton of content there as well. Did a little live bet action with that Monday night football game. Might do that for a lot of the primetime games as well. Again, MG Covers spelled with the Z. Before we dive into the video or talk about the How to Handicap Champions League, this video is sponsored by Bet Us. There's only 2 offshore books that I really recommend. This is one of them. They have a 125% sign-up bonus. So whatever amount you deposit, you get a 125% bonus. That is huge. There's a link in the description box to get that deal. So just click on that link, sign up, get a 125% bonus. Okay, let's dive into this and take a look at Champions League soccer and how to handicap it. Now, briefly tell you about soccer. If you're new, there's 3 lines in soccer. That's what makes it difficult. So you have a 33% chance statistically of cashing that wager. However, when you're talking about Champions League and what specifically when we're handicapping Champions League, we're just going to focus on when teams make it to what we call the group session. So this isn't the qualifying round. So the reason this is very important because these teams that make it this far are the, quote, better teams. And what Champions League is combining all the leagues. I'm not sure how many different soccer leagues there are. There's a lot, maybe 30. Hell, there might even be 40 different leagues. But anyway, so it's a tournament of all those different leagues combined. And just focusing on the group stage, a really good opportunity to cash some nice dogs. Okay, so this is a criterion-based model. And what we mean by a criterion-based model, it means that we don't really have a line in stats. It's a criteria. We have 3 criteria, or mainly 2 criteria that we're going to focus on. The very first one is home teams. We're only going to play or look at or handicap home teams, and here's why. Another good site to look at is called soccerstats.com. Just a very powerful resource. So this is from MLS, the soccer league here in the States. If we scroll down, you'll see that the home team win out of 421 games. That's a huge sample. The home team wins 48% of the time. Draws occur 25%. The away side wins 26%. There is a huge home field advantage in soccer. You say, well, that's in the United States. What about overseas? Let's take a look at Brazil. The reason I use Brazil, we'll come to some of these other ones that just started. Let's take a look at Brazil. We'll scroll down here. And you'll see Brazil, 43% home team, 32% for the draws, and 25% for the away side. That's through 260 matches. You can look at English Premier League. Even though they haven't played a lot of matches, they just started, last month? But let's scroll all the way to the bottom. Kind of redundant, but I want to make the point just so you guys can see it. And sometimes seeing it, check this out. Premier League, now that's going to come down some, but Premier League through 60 matches, the home side has won 50% of the time. So a statistical property of soccer, whether it's in South America, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in the United States, the home team wins at a higher percentage than the draw or the away side. So how do we take advantage of that statistical property? We're just going to play home teams. So before the match even starts and we're playing a home team, we're at an advantage, right? And just playing the home teams gives us, helps us use that statistical advantage to our advantage, right? Okay. All right. The next thing we're going to focus on, in addition to just playing home teams, we're going to only play dogs up to plus 299 and never over minus 105. So what that means is, so if a line is plus 350, we're not even going to consider it. And why that is, if you just used a little bit of common sense, it's rare to see a plus 300 dog or a plus 350 dog cash. However, it is not uncommon for a plus, 250 dog or a plus 240 dog to cash, or, very common to see underdogs cash in soccer. And the reason we're not going to go over minus 105, once we get over that, we're going to keep that break even point. So if we play minus 105, our break even point is basically probably less than 50%. And I'll show you the breakdown and what we average money line in this test that you're going to see. And then some other situational angles to factor. Again, this is relatively new. I've only been experimenting with this for the last couple of weeks. So couple things we might add. So if we have a home team and they're plus 250, some other things we might consider are going to be form as well as line movement. Okay, so that being said, let's do this. Let's dive over to Champions League and let's take a look at the group stage. Again, we're not going to look at the qualifying stage. We're going to look at the group stage from September the 6th, okay? So again, remember our criteria. We're not going to play anything over minus 105, nothing beyond plus 299, and we're only going to focus on home teams. So we're taking a look at this from September 6th. We wouldn't play this one because it's 286. This site here is oddsportal.com. Very good site, very good resource for soccer. We're not going to play the plus 653, not going to play the plus 852. This one plus 294, Salzburg, AC Milan, ended in a draw. Now, something else to consider, and this is kind of an advanced level, instead of playing that plus 294, you probably could have played that on the spread line and gotten a pick plus 0.5, which means if the match would ended in a draw, and it did, you would have won half of your wager. I think there's another video I've made on that, but for the sake of this video, we'll still count that as a loss. And then, of course, minus 303, you wouldn't play that one. You wouldn't play the minus 333. You wouldn't play the plus 371. And you would not play the minus 278. Now, just think about this for just a second. Even if you're brand new to soccer, you don't know anything about soccer, just focusing on those two criteria, home team and dogs from minus 105 up to plus 299, we've simplified our handicapping, made it very simple, and that gave us basically one match to look at, right? So if you're creating a model, you've got to have some type of a system for eliminating games or having a model where you're creating lines and just playing or handicapping the teams with value. Okay, let's take a look at here. The next one, Frankfurt Sporting, this was plus 112, so this would count. We wouldn't play the minus 28, would not play the minus 189. And check this out. Napoli beat Liverpool plus 290 dog cashes. Check that out. That was plus 309. Remember, we're not going to play it if it's above 299. And this is a very good point and a good teaching point. We're going to stop here for just a second. This team here beat Leverkusen 1-0. And I do apologize for not being able to pronounce some of these names correctly. They won at plus 239. Now, you will see this in Champions League play, and I want to make a point. This is very important. This is related to those of you that are familiar with horse racing or harness racing or greyhound racing. Okay, so let's take a look over here. This is a website, globalfootballratings.com. They rate the top leagues in soccer. So you have the English Premier League, Bundesliga, Spain, Italy, and French. Those are probably the, quote, best leagues because they have the best players. Now, this team that Leverkusen was playing here, they are, if I'm not mistaken, they are from Belgium, which is the 13th best league. And anytime you have a horse, let's say a horse wins a C race, they're promoted to a B race. So many times when they're promoted, they are extremely undervalued because they haven't played against the, quote, tougher competition. Doesn't mean they can't win. It's just that the marketplace will undervalue them tremendously. This happens all the time in Champions League and is a great way to cash some money line dogs, because you saw in this example, even though this particular team is not from the, quote, better leagues, they still won 1-0. And you see a lot of upsets in soccer because the average number of goals scored in a soccer match is 2.5. So when you have that small of a number, you're going to see a lot of upsets. Okay. All right. Quick water break. All right. So that's very important. All right. Barcelona, you weren't going to play that at minus 429, and we wouldn't play the one minus 114. Okay, we're going to come back to today's match. That was from the Champions League. Let's take a look at the Europa League. Did this pull up? Was that the same one? Oh, that was the same one. My bad. Oh, it didn't load. Okay. Europa. And we're going to take a look at the group stage. Again, this is very important. We're not looking at the qualifying stage. We're just going to look at these matches here from September the 8th. Okay. And we're going to tally this up where you'll see the total here in a second, but I just want to make you focus on this. So it's very simple. Again, not going to look at the away side, not going to look at the draw lines, just focus on the home side. So this 243 right here, we would have lost that one. This team right here won at plus 125, would not play the minus 250, would have played Lazio there at minus 101. And check this out. I think this is a very important point to make, and another reason why you don't play favorites. Soccer is when you have three lines, regardless of how good that favorite is, they're going to lose just the way it is. You saw this here, minus 167 lost. I think that's Nantes is the correct pronunciation from the French league. They won at plus 134. That would have been a play. Plus 138, that would have been a loss. Check this out. This dog right here cashes at plus 188. Again, we don't play dogs plus 300, plus 400. That was a loss. Next match would have been Malmo here. They lost at plus 208. And again, another example, Union Berlin here. They were favorites minus 156 and lost. So what I want to do next, so let's take a look. Those matches that I just went over, let's tally these up and just so you can see it. Okay, so here are the results from that. Now, what's very interesting to look at, add this up here. Notice this line over here. Basically what I did, this is Google Sheets. If you just click on everything and then click on this button, look at the average money line we were playing. We were playing plus 170 on average those matches that qualified. And that was even playing, one juice game at minus 104. So that means plus 170. I think our break-even point, let me go ahead and pull this up. Let's see, money line conversion. So if we're averaging plus 170, this is very interesting and very important point to make. So our average money line was plus 170. So what's our break-even point? 37%. So if we just hit 37% winners, we're going to break even using this strategy. And of course, you'll see it hit well over 50%. So we're going to turn a very nice profit. So we'll go back to this chart here. So the average money line was plus 170. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses. And then if you add up the net amount, that was 5.76 units. So very profitable. And again, I didn't back test this 50 games, which a 50 game or 50 match sample would be best, but I didn't really do it. Just did, those 2 days. And then now we're going to look at today from back to the Champions League. Champions League, Europa League, same thing. Not the same league, but teams from different countries. Okay. So this was today. So let's take a look here. We'll go through these. Not going to play the plus 553, right? Check this out. Sporting, again, another example of a team from a lower level league playing a team in the English Premier League. They went off at plus 247 and won. So I'll show you this real quick. Tottenham's from the English Premier League, and Sporting is from Portugal. So they were number 7. So not that far down, but still they're going to be extremely undervalued, right? And they won. Let's go to Leverkusen. Nice win there at plus 160. Very solid match. Bayern Munich over Barcelona. They went off at plus 100. That line was somewhere around minus 105. It came back down to plus 100 to fit our criteria, so that counts as a win. We wouldn't play the minus 185, and of course lost this one in a loss to Frankfurt at minus 104. So we'll come over here and we'll take a look at these results. So that went 3-1. And then if we add all this up total, that comes out to 9.79 units. Very, very solid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 losses. So that would be 9 divided by 11. No, that's not right. MG. 6 losses, 9 wins. 9 divided by, my bad, 15. Equals 9 divided by 15. Is that right? 60% win percentage. And I would say that's extremely high. 60% win percentage. I think that number, if you added more games or tracked this for longer, it would regress back closer to 50%. Maybe not all the way to 50%, but close to it. But again, you would still be profitable again because the average money line, let's add it up, see what it is now. Okay, it came down some, all the way down to plus 151. But still, I mean, if your average line is plus 151, again, 40% break-even point, you can cash 50% and make a nice profit. So just to sort of review this, if you're going to handicap Champions League, Europa League, you're only going to play the home teams. Don't be tempted to play the draw line or the wayside. Just focus on those home teams. Home teams win at a very large percentage of the time. Only play dogs up to plus 299 and don't play anything over minus 105. Again, you could probably experiment with that criteria, meaning like you could go up to minus 110. Maybe you only go up to, say, plus 270, plus 280. You could back test to see what works. And again, some situational angles to factor in. Is the team in good form? Maybe they've lost 3 in a row, or maybe the line moves hard against you. You could sort of test that in there as well. So that's the Champions League soccer. Want to show you the results of the soccer model. We've sort of done the same thing, but these are actual lines from my model. This is straight from my model. Handicapping. We have power rankings for 12 different leagues. We'll add all the popular leagues, English Premier League, Bundesliga, once they've had once they played 8 matches. But check this out. This has been a very, very, very solid model. We're doing the same thing or close to it, only playing dogs and lines up to minus 105. Check this out. This model's went in the last 4 weeks, 20-14, up 14.92 units. That's no handicapping, just a plug-and-play model. Not sure if that will be applicable in a real setting, but that's what the model's done, just basically plays with value. So really solid model. If you want access to this model, $49 a month. There's a link to join in the description box. You also get access to all of my coaching videos as well. If you want access to all of my plays, that's $99 a month. You get access to everything we just mentioned, all my power rankings for college football, NFL, which will come out after the teams have played 3 weeks. We already have college football lines up. $99 a month. That gives you access to everything on the site. Or you can join for an entire year. You get access to everything on the site for $4.99. You save about $600 on the year, so that is the best value. If you like this video, give it a like, share it, and I'll continue to try to make some really good content like this. Got any questions about this video, post it in the comment section below, and we will talk to you guys soon. Peace.